Okay, hello there, sweepies. Label this video learning disabled woman ask California community for assistance in finding a lawyer. Okay, basically, also these are just personal footnotes, so my viewers just don't understand that these are just personal footnotes. This is at least a two-part video series. The first video that this one is stemming from, that YouTube title is in the description of this YouTube video. And I strongly suggest, if you're interested in discovering what is happening to a learning disabled woman, me, okay, concerning the fact that I am not only a target victim and activist concerning the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking. I'm also, as a result of me being a victim of this crime, I am also a human trafficking target. Now, the individuals that are perpetrating this criminality against me, I do not know at all. And the crime that is happening to me is not a result of any lifestyle I've ever had, any people I've ever associated with. The things that are happening to me are happening to me by perpetrators that I have never met, at least knowingly, okay? Or as a result of any decisions I've ever made, or any lifestyle I've ever had. Basically, I am a targeted individual that has been targeted by an organized crime syndicate that is in the system, that has tentacles out within the community. These same perpetrators also had the influence, as a result of them being in the system, to basically intimidate and influence, bribe, coerce anybody in the community, including even university staff, okay, businesses, to aid and abet in these expeditions. Now, you can go to Google right now. Just bear with me. Every description that I state in this video and in the first video, okay, if this one is stemming from, can be Googled. And if you take the time to Google and or YouTube, especially, the best way to do it is to Google and YouTube my descriptions. Every description that I make in this video and in the first video, and if I make a third video in that video as well, every description you can Google. And you will see that what I am describing is the 100% complete truth in reference to the descriptions being organized stalking, gang stalking methods. But before I get on into these descriptions, even though the following statement, I guess, can also be considered as a description, go to Google right now and type in male theft and male delayment, organized stalking, or gang stalking. Okay? Also type in at Google postal employees and gang stalking or organized stalking. Now, why am I bringing that up? Today's date is December 18th, 2013. I'm in San Diego, California. I live in La Jolla. Okay, I'm hiking, I'm saving for a mobile home. The homelessness that I am living in right now was literally created as a result of gang stalking. Now, if you've researched these crimes, you will automatically know that creating homelessness of targets is one of the main methods of the perpetrators that they bring about for the target to experience. And if this is your first day in reference to like becoming aware of these types of crimes, if you decide to research them in your very first day of research, you will discover on the internet that it's all over the internet that creating homelessness of targeted individuals is a method of gang stalking. In fact, the homelessness that I'm experiencing right now is a direct result of my rent being stolen out of the mail, rent that was mailed, certified mail return receipt from a United States post office. That's right. That's right. And the reason why I'm bringing this up concerning the post office, well, let me first show you today's date by me showing you a visual picture of my cell phone, which shows you that it's 12:41 a.m. on December 18, 2013. Also, this phone, this type of phone, which I have two of them, has a feature in the menu called the Tools menu. Okay? And once you click on that, it's got a voice command feature. Once you click on that, you can scroll down to where it says time and date, and then the phone will literally tell you what today's time and date is, which I'm going to do right now. Okay?
Say a command. December 18th, Wednesday, 11:41 a.m. Say a command.
Okay? That's the voice command feature within the tools menu on this particular type of phone. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I live in the La Jolla community, La Jolla, California. I am a target victim and activist concerning the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking. Now, the reason why I brought up concerning my mail is that yesterday I went to go check my mail because I have a P.O. box in Point Loma. I went to go check my mail and I took my key to my post office box out of my wallet like I'm doing right now. Okay? And I put this key inside of... Oh, that's my bike lock key. Hang on a second. Where's my key at? Oh, man. Oh, here it is. Alright, here's my key. This is my post office box key right here. I put this key in my post office box yesterday and it would not turn at all. At all. So, I had to go then get in line at the in order, there was a long line because of the Christmas holidays. So I had to go and get in line in order to be able to go to talk to a postal worker. Once I got to the counter, after waiting in a long line for over 15 minutes, I told the postal employee that I could not access my P.O. box. And I said that I don't believe it's because I was at that post office at the very, almost one of the last days of November 2013. And when I got my mail out of the mailbox then, I did not get any, there was no notice to let me know that my post office box fee was due. That's right, because I would have paid it. I would have paid it if it would have been in there. Also, and I can prove that I took mail out of the mailbox on that day. Now listen to this. As a result of me being in the post office yesterday and not being able to turn my key at all in my post office box, I had to go to the counter. I had to wait in a long line until my turn came up. I approached the postal clerk and I said I cannot gain access to my post office box. I then asked him to look on the computer to see what was up. I go, I don't think I missed a payment. I go, I had just recently been at this post office checking my my mail in the post office box in late November, and there was no notice in the post office box stating that my post office box fee was due. So I said, what's going on? He says, well, hold on a second. He goes, tell me your post office box number. I wrote it down. He then walked out from behind the counter, went through a door, and then went over to my post office box and opened it up and got my mail out and brought it and handed it to me. It was still, the mail that had accumulated between late November 2013 and December 17, 2013 was still in the mailbox. Then he told me that the reason why the lock wouldn't turn was because there was so much mail in the post office box that when you go to turn the thing, the mechanism on the inside hit the mail that was in the post office box. I said, okay, well, if that's the reason why, then okay, fine, then everything should be okay. And then I asked him why he still had his computer screen up. I go, can you tell me when my post office box fee is due? He says, no, I can't because that information is not showing right now on the computer. I said, well, that's strange. And he goes, the person that is able to look it up on a computer is not here. I go, okay, well then fine. I go, as long as nothing's wrong, I should be, then everything's okay. So then I left the counter and then went over to the post office box to put my key in because he said it was the mail that obstructed the key's ability to turn that was in the P.O. box. It wouldn't turn. So I walked back over to the counter and said, look, that wasn't the problem concerning why I couldn't get in my post office box because you just gave me all my mail and I just went and put the key in the post office box and it's still not turning. And he said, well, I don't know what to, I don't know what to think of this then because I thought that was the reason why you couldn't get in it. Okay, so I said, well, what's going on then? I go, I was in here in late November. I didn't get no notice that my post office box fee is due, and since I haven't been back in here since late November, and it's now December 17th, if my post office box is closed, I wouldn't be able to, no mail would be in it for one, because they would take it out after a few days, okay, and then for two, you're telling me that he literally handed me my mail that was still inside the post office box. Plus, I got proof, okay? Plus, there was no, if I hadn't been in that post office box since the very, very late of November 2012, and then he handed me all my mail, and there's no current post office box notice for my post office box fee, the fee in order to be able to have that post office box, because you got to renew your, hang on a second. whenever you got a post office box, you pay for it, and then that whatever you pay covers a certain amount of months that you're able to use that post office box. Once those months when it gets very close to the last month that you paid up to, once that approaches, they put a post office fee notice in your post office box. That's right. Well, when he handed me my mail, well, when I went there in late November, there was no post office box fee notice in it because I took out my mail. Then, when he handed me my mail yesterday, and I went through all that mail, there was also not a current post office fee notice in that mail. So there's no way that they can say that the reason why I can't get into my post office box is because I haven't paid for continued months of my post office in reference to the fee. So why can I not access the lock? Then he told me, and then I said, well, how can this be fixed? And he said, well, the person who can fix this or tell you what's going on by being able to access your computer records concerning your post office box is not here. And I said, well, when is he in? He goes, he's in real early in the morning or around 5 o'clock. So let's take a look at this. Why is it happening, for one? Have I been gang stalked inside that post office? Have I been gang stalked on a fever scale in the laundromat right across the street from it? Have I been gang stalked at the bus stop that's right on the corner from that post office box? From that post office? You better believe it, sweet peas. I got the audio files to prove it. So, when you go to Google and you type in mail theft and mail delayment and gang stalking or organized stalking, you'll definitely see that postal workers are involved in gang stalking. When you go to Google and type in postal workers and gang stalking or organized stalking, you'll definitely be able to see that postal workers are involved in gang stalking. So, on February 1st, 2013, I was brutally arrested on an SDSU campus for no reason whatsoever. They've been caught in 4 separate lies concerning that arrest. Then, on subsequent days over the last year, since February 1st, 2013, when this arrest occurred, they're supposed to send me something in the mail concerning my court date concerning that arrest. It is now December 17, 2013, and I still have not received one thing in the mail. I've also went down to the San Diego City's Attorney's Office and inquired about the case number of the ticket they gave me on the day of the arrest, and they said it's still pending and that they got a year to let me know what's going to happen concerning that arrest. That's right. So, they know it was a falsified arrest. You better believe they know it, because the whole entire event has already been proven that it was a falsified arrest based on lies. The actual literal arrest has been discovered to be based on lies, and the evidence I got concerning it is literally undisputable. Audio evidence, okay, and concerning the lies they stated concerning the reason why they approached me and then banned me and then arrested me. You better believe it. So, if mail theft and mail delayment is a method of gang stalking, and if I was being gang stalked on SDSU campus, which I'm about ready to prove to you right now, all you got to do is look at it this way. They can easily say they sent me something in the mail, okay, concerning a court date. If mail theft and mail delayment is a method of gang stalking, all they have to do is say, well, Leslie, we sent you a summons stating that you were supposed to appear in court on this specific day. You didn't appear, and so therefore now an arrest warrant is put out for your arrest. That's right. That's right. That's right. Which I would have a hard time proving that I was never sent anything in the mail. Because how can I prove if somebody stole it? All they got to do is deny it. The point I'm trying to make is this, is that they want to basically tie you up in so much craziness, okay, by using covert methods, by possibly using covert methods, that you just get so mentally, okay, exhausted from all the ping-ponging and all these covert methods and the repercussions from them that you have no defense. Basically what I'm saying is that they can lie and say that they sent me a summons for a court date. I didn't know it because of mail theft or mail delayment, or because I couldn't access my P.O. box. That's right. And then they say, well, since you didn't show up, you now have an arrest warrant for you. They arrest me, and then when I go to court, I say that, well, I'm being gang stalked, and I didn't get nothing in the mail. And then they say, well, they don't know anything about gang stalking. What's gang stalking? You tell them, and then they call you crazy. Then they act like also that you're a paranoid schizophrenic because you're claiming you didn't get the court summons because of gang stalking. basically what I'm trying to say is that what they try to do is paint the picture that you were arrested because of gang. They try to bait you to open up about what's happening so they can call you crazy. So let's take a look at this. I say that I'm arrested at SDSU because I was exposing to gang stalking, which is what happened, literally. And they're going to deny it up and down the road and maybe even attempt to use this video against me. That's right. I'm about ready to literally prove to you that I was gang stalked at SDSU. Okay? That's right. Now, then they wait forever to send me any information concerning this court case. I never get it. They then claim that I missed a court case date because of it, and then a staged event comes along my route. They're called street theaters and gang stalking. You can Google it. This staged event will produce a police officer to arrive on the scene. Okay? He asks me my personal identification. I tell him, he checks it, and guess what? There's a warrant put out for my arrest because I didn't appear for this court case concerning the SDSU because I never got the summons in the mail. Gang stalking and mail theft and mail delayment. See what I'm saying? They then arrest me and then bring me before a judge, and I say, well, look, I never got the summons in the mail. That's why I didn't attend this court hearing concerning me being arrested at SDSU. Okay, he says, well, why didn't you receive it in the mail? I can say, I don't know. It either got lost or it got stolen because of gang stalking. He says, well, what's gang stalking? I said, it's basically nothing but a criminal expedition perpetrated by organized crime members in the system. And that and then I state, well, what happened? And then he asks me, he goes, what happens at SDSU? I say I was minding my own business while I was being gang stalked there. And he says, well, now you're claiming you didn't get the summons in the mail because of gang stalking, and now you're saying you're being gang stalked at SDSU. Miss Williams, do you have a mental disorder? Are you delusional? Are you paranoid schizophrenic? Well, let me help you understand the methods of gang stalking. I'm about ready right now to play you an audio file from me being gang stalked at SDSU. Hold on one second.
That's a big name.
Okay? You're not only going to hear a woman yell gang stalking, okay, right after I come out of the bathroom, okay, you hear a guy in the background say it, and then you hear a woman scream it, and then you hear me ask a person the day's date, which he says Friday the 13th. If you went to Google and Googled the calendar month of July 2012, you'll see that Friday the 13th fell on July 13th, 2012. Now, do you hear this girl yell gang stalking? Oh, wait a minute, let me turn it down a little bit so it don't blast your ear. She just yelled gang stalk. What a dummy. Hey, who yelled that? Was that you? Did you just yell that? Who was it, you? I heard it. Huh? Hey, do you know today's date? 13th. Friday 13th. Oh, bad news. Hey, what's this campus called, hon? Do you know? Huh? What's the name of this campus? I forgot.
San Diego State University.
Okay, now getting around me along all my routes and repeating gang stalking everywhere I go is their way to remind me that I'm a victim of this crime. And if you don't believe me, why don't you listen to this audio file? This is the same exact method being utilized around me on a Yucca Valley bus on December 11th, 2012, months after this SDSU evidence, and I got a huge amount of video evidence and audio evidence concerning SDSU. I literally got right now online 4 separate YouTube videos of gang stalking being said around me on dates that happened after this event. Okay, now them getting around me and repeating gang stalking around me is their way to let me know that I'm being gang stalked. It's said around me everywhere I go, and I got over 800 separate audio files to prove it. You just heard it happening on SDSU campus on July 13th, 2012. What you're about ready to hear right now is it happening on a Yucca Valley bus, Landers bus route, in Yucca Valley, California, 167 miles away from San Diego County. When I went out to Yucca Valley for 1 week between December 6th, 2012 and December 13th, 2012. That's right. That's right. And then after you listen to this, you're going to hear it happening on Thanksgiving Day from an audio file of it happening on Thanksgiving Day right up the street from UCSD in 2013. Okay? Which is actually, well, let's see, July 2012 and Thanksgiving Day 2013 is a year and a half later at location distances from SDSU to UCSD. Map across the distance, miles distance between those two locations. And then the time duration, July 2012, July 13, 2012, SDSU. You just heard it. Okay? November 28, 2013, Thanksgiving Day, right up the street from UCSD, which you're about ready to hear. But first, let me play you it happening in December 11th, 2012, in Yucca Valley, 167 miles away from San Diego County, where SDSU is at. Do you hear these individuals on this bus route landers in Yucca Valley, California, saying gang stalk, and then a girl flat out says gang stalking?
Oh, okay.
Well, look at that car right there. It's so cute.
Where are you looking?
To the left, it just turned.
No.
Those little French cars. No.
Your first child? Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully my only child.
I'll take the whole thing.
She never cried.
I'm going to go hang it up in my
She's already talking.
Gang stalking. Okay? That occurred on a Yucca Valley bus in 2012. Now, I just got done making another video. That video is in the description of this YouTube video. The SDSU, the Yucca Valley, okay, and the third event, okay, is descriptively and in your face shown. Okay, so you can see the dates and everything these things occurred on. Now, I'm getting ready to play you an audio file right now of two separate individuals harassing me on a sidewalk right up the street from UCSD on Thanksgiving Day 2013. Now notice, mark down the time differences in reference to the calendar dates and the miles distances between these places. In the first video, you were literally shown the file information concerning this Yucca Valley incident. The file information showed the date and time that this video recording was made. That's right. That's right, and I can prove it because as this Yucca Valley incident was occurring, it wasn't only caught on the cell phone, it was also caught on tape recorder, which reflects the date and time. It also shows me being in Yucca Valley, California. That's right. That method was set around me every single day, everywhere I went when I was in Yucca Valley. 167 miles away from San Diego County. Now, getting around me everywhere I go and saying gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang stalk. Okay, is there a way to let me know that I'm being gang stalked? That's right, they're called sensitization methods. Also, engaging in specific physical gestures is a method of gang stalking. Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments, which means look in the description of that YouTube video. You'll see another YouTube video that was made on it was made on December 5th, uploaded on December 6th, 2011, showing me at a bus stop stating what I was putting up with on university campuses. That's right. People putting their hands to their face in specific ways. That was published on December 6, 2011. These three teenagers, concerning the learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments, that video shows me catching three teenagers admitting they were put on a bus route, okay, miles away from the universities I was being gang stalked at, admitting they were put on that bus route to engage in these physical gestures. Also, there was another video that was made on USD campus in 2011, and I'm getting ready to literally tell you that YouTube title's name right now. In November of 2011, I made a video on USD campus. The background literally shows you that I'm on USD campus. That YouTube title is as follows: 5/20/13, because it was finally named by me in 2013. But if you look at the published date of this YouTube title, which I'm getting ready to state, you'll see that it was published in November 2011. And the title of it, though, is 5/20/13, Undeniable Proof, Learning Disabled Woman Was Gang Stalked at USD and MTS Buses and Trolleys. When you type that in at YouTube, look at the publish date. Then look at what I'm stating, how I'm being subjected to these physical gestures by USD staff and students while the video is being made on their campus. That video was published in November of 2011. Then another one was made in December of 2011. Then I caught the 3 teenagers on January 28, 2012, admitting they were put on the bus route to do the very physical gestures that I was describing in the November video and then in the December video. So that's letting you, that's my way of showing you that that these techniques that have been utilized around me, achieved through the stalking of me, okay, have been caught. Now, getting around me everywhere I go and repeating physical gestures and repeating gang stalking around me is their way to let me know that I'm being gang stalked, to keep me mentally preoccupied with the fact this victimization is occurring to me, by literally getting around me and having the dumb audacity to literally even say gang stalking to me when an event is occurring, or standing around me and saying it repeatedly and non-stop everywhere I go. Now, I want you to listen to this event right here. This occurred on Thanksgiving Day, okay, 2013, right up the street from UCSD, another university. Do you hear these guys say gang stalk? One says gang stalking, and then that same one says gang stalking, I'm going to F you up. Now, one of these two guys has been used on anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions. Do you hear them say gang stalking?
Finally took place on Thanksgiving Day. One of the individuals involved in this event is directly connected to GILL times 2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location, and this individual has been used on at least anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions concerning overt and at times direct harassment. Do you hear these guys say gang stalk together? One says gang stalking in the background, and then the other one says gang stalking, I'm going to F you up.
Okay, gang of stalking, I'll fuck you up. Now, again, what we got to look at here is male theft and male delayment, a method of gang stalking. I just showed you 3 separate events. Listen to this. Right now in my possession, I have over 800 separate audio files of individuals getting around me every single day, saying gang stalking everywhere I go, non-stop. Some of that evidence is already online. Just go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman exposes flat-out evidence of gang stalking." You can Google that as well. And when you bring up those YouTube videos, make sure you look in the description of those YouTube videos, because there's copied and pasted other YouTube titles and blog titles that hold multiple YouTube videos of the same method happening around me every single place I go, including 4 separate university campuses, public libraries, even I literally caught gang stalking even and said around me in the post office, where my post office box is happening at. Where my post office box is located at. So why am I not able to use my key to open up my post office box? All of a sudden, out of the blue. Why? Why? Now, until this situation is corrected, that means I got to continually leave La Jolla, California to get on multiple buses to go out to that post office box to connect with the individual who just isn't there for some reason when I go there, who supposedly can correct the situation. Baiting, which means that until the situation is corrected, I got to continually keep going back out there in order to be able to get out there when this guy is supposedly there that can correct the situation. So, on any date when I have to go from La Jolla, California to Point Loma to try and connect with this individual that works at this Point Loma library, who just doesn't seem to be there when I arrive, if on any date any event happens to me on my way to this post office in Point Loma from La Jolla, on any date, that includes all bus routes, all bus stops, all routes of me riding my bike once I get over into Point Loma, at Old Town as well, because I got to connect from one bus route at Old Town to Point Loma Library. To Point Loma, to the Point Loma area where my post office is at. Or, if I decide to take the 150 to downtown and connect with bus route 923 to take me to Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard, and then connect it with bus route 28 to get to the post office, or ride my bike from Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard to the post office. If any event happens at any place I go to, while on any date I go to the post office, once the problem is corrected or before it can be corrected, any place that I go to in Point Loma, okay, before, during, or after this problem is corrected with my post office box, if any event happens at any business, any sidewalk, any bus stop, any bus route, any business, including the laundromat across the street from the post office, if any event happens concerning inside the post office, it will be directly connected to this gang stalking expedition. Also, this is compromising my schedule like you would not believe. I'm preparing to move from where I'm living at right now. It takes all day just for me to go from La Jolla to Point Loma to try and correct the situation, which is distracting me physically from being able to be physically present and available to move. Tying me up in the busyness of their bullshit. Is that a method of gang stalking? Why can I not access my post office box? You put the key in and you literally cannot even move it a smidgen. It's literally frozen. You literally cannot move it at all. And why is the individual that is able to look up on the computer system to figure out what's going on with my post office box, why is that person never available physically there at that post office location when I go there, which is causing me to continually have to go back and back and back and back and back? There was no post office box fee notice in my post office box in late November when I went there, and it was not in any of my accumulated mail that I picked up yesterday that the postal clerk handed to me. So there should be no reason why I cannot gain access to my post office box. So let's see what happens. Let's see if downtown tries to say that I didn't appear for the SDSU court appearance. Let's see if the federal student loans tries to say they tried to get a hold of me, and as a result, me not replying to them, they're gonna go after my finances. That's right. Let's see if any event transpires in reference to how I was sexually harassed by 2 San Diego sheriff's officers, and I filed a complaint about it. They never recontacted me concerning it, and then when I go to sue them, they say, well, we tried to contact you, but you didn't reply to our contact by mail. As this sexual harassment was happening towards me by these 2 San Diego sheriff's officers, gang stalking was caught on a tape recorder happening around me as that was occurring. Gang stalking is nothing but organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level. In fact, you can go to Amazon right now and type in, listen to this, electronic rape, electronic torture, electronic torture, electronic rape, technology, and gang stalking at the post office. Written by a Jewel Crayon, K-R-A-Y-N. That's a postal employee who wrote that book, who says she's being gang stalked at work by fellow postal employees, her supervisors. That's right. That's right. I got the book, it's just not right now here in my physical presence. Okay? So we're going to see if any event, could this be a way to cause me to have to physically get up and leave the La Jolla community on a daily basis until this post office box situation is corrected, to get me to have to go back from this community to go way over into that community to try and correct the situation. Why would that be being done? On October 15, 2013, I was inside of a jack-in-the-box off of Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard, where gang stalking had occurred towards me and around me every single time that I went into that jack-in-the-box. Caught on video and audio. Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Jack-in-the-Box." And when you listen to those videos, when you see those videos, you'll be able to literally hear people in the background saying gang stalking. Also, make sure you look in the description of those YouTube videos for other YouTube titles that show me being gang stalked in the same exact identical way you just heard from these tape recorders and from this phone happening inside that jack-in-the-box on subsequential dates. And then an event happened on October 15, 2013, and so I called the police from that Jack in the Box. They came out. I told them that I was being gang stalked at that Jack in the Box, including by being harassed by their management and their staff and people coming in and acting as customers. I told them that I have over 800 audio files of that occurring. That's right. So, do you know what they said to me before they left my presence? They said, well, why don't we call a psychologist here for you? Trying to imply that I was mentally ill. Really? That occurred on October 15th at a Jack in the Box. I literally told them that every single time that I had been in that Jack in the Box, individuals were getting around me and repeating gang stalking. And that I even predicted that it would happen at this location before I left it, to go all the way over to that area, to the Point Loma Jack in the Box. That's right. I told them I had undisputable proof that everywhere I go, people are getting around me saying gang stalking. Then they threatened me with a psychologist. Now, this event occurred on November 28th, 2013, 43 days later, on a street in La Jolla, 18 miles away from that Jack in the Box. So do you really think that I need a psychologist?
Only took place on Thanksgiving Day. One of the individuals involved in this event is directly connected to GILL times 2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location, and this individual has been used on at least anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions concerning overt and at times direct harassment. Do you hear these guys say gang stalk together? One says gang stalking in the background, and then the other one says gang is stalking, I'm going to F you up.
This also happened 8 days after I told a UCSD campus police officer to his face, that was recorded as I was talking to him. I told him that every single time I go on UCSD campus, individuals are walking around me saying gang stalking. That's right. Now that occurred, that verbal, physical interaction between me and a UCSD campus police officer occurred on November 20th. I told him that every single time I go on their campus, students and staff walk by me and say gang stalking and gang stalker. I told him that on November 20th, 2013. As I was talking to him, it was being tape recorded on a tape recorder. I already uploaded that audio file to the internet. This event that you just heard occurred 8 days later on a sidewalk right up the street from UCSD. Now, the October 15th event that occurred between me and Jack in the Box employees and individuals that were coming in that were harassing me with physical gestures. After that event, after the incident occurred, I called the San Diego police. They came out and I told them that individuals were getting around me every single time that I came into this Jack in the Box, including by management, and repeating gang stalking and certain physical gestures. I told him that I have over 800 separate audio files of individuals getting around me everywhere I go, every single day, and repeatedly and non-stop saying gang stalker around me. He said, well, I tell you what we can do. We can call a psychologist for you. That occurred on October 15th at the Jack in the Box 2 blocks away from my post office. That's right. He was intimidating me by trying to claim that I was crazy. And then this occurs, okay, on a sidewalk in La Jolla, 16 miles away from the Jack in the Box. The Jack in the Box is in Point Loma. This occurred in La Jolla, okay, on a sidewalk right up the street from UCSD on Thanksgiving Day. Do you hear him say gang stalk? So how crazy am I? Now, when you cross-reference and synthesize all the employment descriptions that I have stated in this video and Google them and cross-reference them to organized stalking or gang stalking, you'll be able to see that I'm telling you the truth. Are these the methods and maneuvers and schemes of gang stalking? Claiming that a targeted individual is crazy because they didn't get their mail, and as a result, bad things happen to a target that are connected to an arrest that occurred on February 1st, 2013 at SDSU. Or the sexual harassment complaints that I sent to Internal Affairs to the San Diego Sheriff's Department. as that sexual harassment was occurring, gang stalking was being set around me inside the Hall of Justice. I caught this same method of gang stalking being set around me inside the San Diego Police Department headquarters. Go to YouTube right now and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at SDPD HDQ, which stands for San Diego Police Department headquarters. So who's crazy? Me? Or the lying, filthy sewer rats downtown who engage in these maneuvers and schemes as a result of them being syndicated, which means connected to certain employment descriptions that are used to aid and abet in bringing about effects based on how employment descriptions are used. Post employees, waiting for the mail from the SDSU arrest, waiting for the mail from the sexual harassment complaint that I sent to Internal Affairs for the San Diego Sheriff's Department office, and waiting for the mail in reference to any social services review papers or redetermination papers, or from my federal student loans. Intercepting mail is a huge method of gang stalking. Just Google it. Why am I locked out of my P.O. box? And how long will it take for me to get that situation corrected? And will any event transpire concerning me, about me, towards me, around me, or against me that causes me to be arrested, assaulted, or petitioning a county mental health or an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor as a result of an event transpiring towards me on my way to Point Loma from La Jolla and on my way back, no matter where I'm going, no matter where I'm at? And I'm predicting it right now on today's date. And today's date is December 18, 2013, which I'm going to literally use my phone to show you that today's date is December 18. December 18, 2013.
December 18th, Wednesday, 12:18 p.m. Say a command.
800 audio files do not lie, sweet peas. 800 audio files do not lie.
Took place on Thanksgiving Day. One of the individuals involved in this event is directly connected to GILL times 2, I'm a woman, not a man, HA location, and this individual has been used on at least anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions concerning overt and at times direct harassment. Do you hear these guys say gang stalk together? One says gang stalking in the background, and then the other one says gang is stalking, I'm going to F you up.
That's right. That's their way to remind me that I'm a victim of this crime. That's their way to anchor in my mind that everything that's happening to me is because of gang stalking. Gang is stalking, I'm going to F you up. So, let's see what happens on any date in reference to me leaving La Jolla along all my routes getting over to that post office and all my routes coming back. It doesn't matter where I'm at, sidewalk, business, post office, laundromat that's across the street from the post office, any event, because if this event comes about and the police are called, what they'll do is try to aggravate the situation as the events ain't transpiring, so that way by the time the police come, I'll be so aggravated that I'll say, look, I know this event's happening because of gang stalking, and then the cop will say, well, what's gang stalking? And didn't you say that you were being gang stalked by the Jack in the Box employees a month ago? Now you're claiming you're being gang stalked at the laundromat, or on the sidewalk, or on the bus route, or at the bus stop, or at the post office? Now we really believe that you're crazy, and then they arrest you or put you in county mental health. That's a method of gang stalking. And bringing about these staged events along a targeted individual's route is achieved because of gang stalking. How do you think these individuals knew where I was at in order to get around me to threaten me? And while they were saying it, they were saying gang stalking. I was walking down the street. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.